Okay, I'll start. Good afternoon, all. I am Chef Gautam Kamble on behalf of Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Hotel and Tourism Management Studies, CBD Belapur, Navi Mumbai. Welcome you all, the participant to our webinar on topic Future Trends in Food Industry under Hospitality Industry Way Forward series. Hearty welcome to our panelists of their support and cooperation of the said webinar and for taking time out from their busy schedule and agreeing to share their knowledge and expertise in this regard. Our panelists are first panelist, Chef Mohan Soni, who is a corporate chef of New Era Food and Hospitality. Second panelist, Ms. Sujata Pillai, Deputy General Manager, Catering ISS Facility Service Private Limited, a registered dietitian and diploma holder in hospital administration. Third panelist, Ms. Sulakshna Srimwale, a post-track trainer and hygiene rating auditor. Lastly, our coordinator, Mr. Rajesh Daktodes, Operation Director, RAP MICA. Looking forward for valuable session. I now hand over the session to Mr. Rajesh Daktodes, sir, to take forward this webinar. Rajesh, sir, please, sir.
Thank you, Chef Gautam. First of
Welcome,
all,
sir.
again, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this session. I would request to most of you who to put yourself on the mute. It will assist us. That's the most disturbing when you're speaking, when you have something, except for the panelist. No, rest all of you can go on mute. That can help. Thanks for the welcome session with Chef Gautam. I'm so privileged to have. To moderate this session on behalf of Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Hotel and Tourism Management Studies. We have today with us three people whom I know for quite some time, and they have been they have their own marking in this hospitality industry. One obviously is a lady, Sujata Pillai. She's been there for quite some time in the industry. She represents ISS, and I will ask her to quickly give a small brief on herself, a small description before we start, to all the panelists as well as all the people who are here. Over to you, Sujata.
Rajesh, it's so nice to be with all of you all. I feel I'm back in college. Okay, something small about myself. I'm working in ISS Facility Services as a Deputy General Manager, looking after the catering services in Western and Northern India. Prior to this, I'm a registered dietitian, and as a result, had the opportunity to work in many of the renowned hospitals in Mumbai. For ISS, yes, I always say that training is very close to my heart. So I love this opportunity to come and address you all. And I thank all of you all for sparing this one afternoon time to listen to something about food. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Sujata. It's a privilege to have you on this show. She is a dear friend as well, and we know each other for quite some time. So appreciate all the efforts which you have put for this session. We have again with us, we have here as well, Chef Mohan Soni, who again is a dear friend. We have been there for quite some time, and he has worked in cruise industry as well. So over to Chef Mohan Soni. Do you want to quickly give a brief description of yourself, sir, about your journey till date?
Yes, thanks, Mr. Rajesh. Myself, Chef Mohan Soni. I'm with the industry last more or less 30 years. I'm 91, passed out from Lucknow Catering College. I've been Leela Kempensky, Oberoi Tower, Mumbai, OFS Mumbai. I opened new office in Delhi as well with the Oberoi group of hotels. And last I was with DLF as a corporate chef. And in between, I went 10 years to P&O Cruises, and where I learned a lot about, the international cuisines and standards and hygienes, and where I got opportunity to work with Mr. Rajesh. I did 5 world tour with the different nationalities and different, chefs around the world. So I'm happy to be on this platform today, and thanks for inviting me for this webinar sessions. And I hope I'll give my good inputs to industry to get on the feeds back. Thank you.
Thank you, Chef Mohan. Appreciate your kind words. As always, he's a good friend again from our cruise days. So it's a pleasure to have you here. I'm sure the people who are here will learn a lot from you. And then we have Madam Sulakshana Shrivamale to here, who again has been in this industry, and has a huge experience from operation, and now she is a first track trainer. Over to Sulakshana to just quickly give a brief about her journey, from operations till where she is now. Over to you, Sulakshana. Can you take over from
Yes.
here?
Thank you so much. Thank you for making part of this group. And it's really an opportunity to connect with you all, right from all the students to all the members here. So I have done my MSc with food and nutrition way back in 1996. After that, I started working with hotels. So my first job, let me tell you, was as room service order taker. And after that, I have worked like almost for 22 years experience, worked with hotels, hospitals, fitness centers. And then my last job was with Nestle India. I worked very closely with Maggie brand, wherein my role was, looking after ATL, BTL activities and product development, product launches. I have been part of many product launches in my 8, 9 years tenure with Nestle. Then I was part of NQ training team, that is nutrition quotient team, wherein I was training the employees and the SSF team plus uh, the factories for nutrition quotient. So like 3 years back, I left my Nestle job to pursue something on my own. So the story goes like this: like me and my three friends were sitting in Dadar in one of the very good like Odimpi restaurant, and we were relishing our idli.
Really?
And there was one big fat mouse. It just crossed
Oh,
from that pathway, and I started shouting, "Anna, Anna, Chuha, Chuha!" And the owner, he came there and he said, "Chuha, wo chala jayega." And
wow.
I was very shocked that this is the condition of hygiene and food safety in my country. If it can happen with us, it can happen with anyone. And I just took on working in the area of food safety and hygiene thereon, and I did trainings and certifications from FSSAI. Now I'm on board with FSSAI, and I really enjoy doing this training. And right now I am on my own as a consultant, and I do the hygiene audits and hygiene and food safety trainings. So this is my journey.
Thank you, Madam Sulakshana. Yeah, it's been quite a journey from where you went as a room
Yes.
service order taker to what you are today, I'm sure. So, first of all, welcome again, all of you here on the hospitality industry session 6.0, future trends of the food industry. Our eminent speakers are settled down, and we'll start first with the questions, obviously, which have come through us from all the people who have shared their views. So there are around 10 to 12 questions which I am going to put forward. And if there are some things which are there still in your mind, you think is not answered by the end of the session, we are more than happy to answer you. So feel free to put in, there's a Zoom chat session on the left-hand side, right-hand side rather, where you can type your questions. And if we think Chef Aniket is there, Chef Gautam is there, if they think it's relevant, they will ask, we'll be more than happy to put this forward to the panelists. So I'll start the first question with Madam Sujata. Since you have quite a good experience, I think you're the perfect to answer this question. How do you think is for the immunity system to be strong and healthy? What roles does the food play? I know you have been in both of the places, so I think you're the right person to answer this. You need to remove your mute, Madam Sujata. Yeah, that's better.
Rajesh. I think that's a very nicely placed question, especially during this COVID area,
Yes.
where the word immunity is what we are hearing from everywhere, be it either social media or be it either newspapers or even when we are chatting to our friends. Now, the basic principle to be kept in mind is what we eat, you have to intelligently eat. You have to know what you eat. In the sense, yes, though we like many of the items that are exposed or seen on the media, chips, everything, but just remember, is it necessary now? Will it help my body? Will it help my immune system? So your food should be entirely balanced with all the nutrients. Yes,
True, I
Rajesh.
agree.
Rajesh,
Yeah.
just one small
Yes.
question to ma'am, because the students are obviously they don't know about what is ISS and what does ISS do. So can ma'am put a little light onto what ISS does and what chances do students have, ma'am? Because you had a very
Oh,
short
sure.
introduction given to
Sure,
them.
sure, sure, sure.
Yes,
So
yes.
they wish to know more about ISS and what
Oh,
I
that's
think it will be interesting about your journey, about your operations. No? Yeah.
oh,
Yes, yes.
that's great. So it's a long journey. I started working more than 25 years ago. Started from hospitals, working in the hospitals since I'm registered dietitian, and then moved on to general catering. So in general catering, I was looking after the schools in Mumbai, national and international schools, through my previous employer, Radhakrishna Hospitality Services. And about 12 and a half years ago, I'm now working with ISS Facility Services. We are a multinational company with our headquarters based in Denmark. And yes, the reason, I think I'm a bit selfish why I have come for this seminar, because we love students like you to join us. We have we have catering operations all over India. You name it south, you name it north, west, everywhere. We also have housekeeping, we also have security. So it is just not food related, it is housekeeping related, it is security related, it is F&B related. You name it, and we are open for you.
Great, great. So then that was a good, better, no, a wider to understand for people to understand here what exactly ISS stands for. Thank you again. I think Aniket, that answers your question. I'm sure you will learn more about ISS in the more as we talk about it. Chef Soni, just quick on the same the question moving forward. Since COVID is going to be here and we are talking about immunity, what do you think will be the in the menu, the dishes which you think should be offered during this time? I mean, what do you recommend to be there on the platter?
See, the two things, as per the point of immunity. So, whatever is people, this is not a one-time meal, and this is not one-time dining on something, which is people go to the you know means hotels and restaurants and get the food, and everywhere we cannot load the certain things on the the client and guest. You come to the restaurants also, you go to the hospital also, wherever everybody talk about immunity, immunity, immunity. So I think this is not to be overloaded to anybody. Of course, as ma'am very well said in beginning, the food should be well balanced. So all over we have to take in care. Whatever in our menu in restaurants and hotels has to be have something related to the immunity, but not fully with a nutritious point of view, not with all the stuff like that. So when you're at home, you must take care of all the meals with a balanced point of view, right? But when you go to restaurants, when you go to the out dinings, outdoors and dining with the people, so you want to have a fun enjoyment of a meal, not very nutritious food you're looking for, or not the balanced diet. Getting if you're on and above, you have any conferences and something, and where organizations ask for, okay, my 3 salads to be very well balanced, and which is have nutritious value and all that stuff. Fair enough. So that's the one point I'd say. When you're at home eating, you take care of immunity part and very well, which is all the courses. And in that way, I can suggest very easily and very available things which at home is all spices. So
Okay.
Indian maximum spices are helping to boost the immunity. So I can start with the antiseptic of haldi, turmeric, and every dishes in Indian cuisine used by ginger garlic paste. So these are ingredients. Even at home or wherever you're eating, little amount you can increase dishes without disturbing the taste of the dish is help for immunity boosting, right? So this is one point. Now come to the restaurants. What menu you should have in the restaurant at the immunity point of view? I don't think so. You have to change much things as an immunity part. You have to stick which you comfortable to sale, right? Is not about you are running the restaurant for any hospitals or any health conscious people only, right? So you have to stick what is you known for. If like I say KFC or McDonald's, if or any other joints have a Haldiram, so Haldiram is good for bhaturas and cholas. And if we say no, now today onwards bhaturas will be not fried, only baked, I'll say, then sake of less oily or stuff and like that. So I'll not agree with that. They have to be go with the which they're known for. But on and above, they can introduce some healthy things and to balance and give the opportunity to the clients to go for a which is support for the community at the moment.
That's great. So what you are trying to say is that do not overdo and just get out of what you're normally doing and change your menu radically. Stick to your menus, but bring in small bit of changes to it. So your ciders or probably your accompaniments can be healthy. That's what you're saying, right? Okay.
Right.
Thanks, Chef One. That's a good point of view. We will go to Madam Sulakshana. Sulakshana, madam, I know you are, you have been on both the sides and you're now a trainer now. With the context of coronavirus disease, what do you foresee the food in the food hospitality? What will be the terms which you foresee in the next coming once we completely open up? What do you think should be the major changes to be brought in?
All right. So changes to be brought in is like what I see is if when restaurants are starting, okay, so now all the like social distancing that has to be maintained. Then all the people who are working in the restaurant, in kitchen, in service, they all have to undergo some certain training so that they can manage all the norms which are required to be managed, right? That is one thing. And let me tell you, this is not that people do not know these norms. They already know. They already know. But this is the behavioral changes what has to come into place. Like if now all the people in kitchen who are working, they know that if they are touching their body part, after that they need to wash their hand and then they have to touch the food. But if you on the court, if you look at in a running kitchen, most of the time it is not present there. It's not that people do not know that this is about the bringing the behavioral changes. That is one thing. And very important thing is people has to be trained in this area. And third thing is hygiene training has to be bring in all the operations. That is the requirement of the time at this point in time.
Yes. When you say hygiene training, you mean more of under making them aware of what they should be doing regularly from time to time, again and again. You don't want a mice coming out from somewhere and saying, "Oh, that's a pet one. His name is whatever, Ramu or Raju."
Yes, right. So now hygiene has to be taken in the consideration as in a prime requirement. It is not till now, okay, one supervisor, he will take care of hygiene. Or in the hospital kitchens, dietitian, she will look after the hygiene. No, this is not a job of a dietitian to look after hygiene. If she has got that much of time, might as well she will do one more round to another ward, or she may make like 3 more diet charts. That is more important for a patient, right? But a hygienist, a dedicated hygienist, if that person is there in that particular kitchen, will look after whether all the norms are maintained or not, and if anything has to be brought in the place, can be brought in.
Great. Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
This again, is very interesting because Madam Sujata has had a privilege of working. She works with the hotels. She has worked in hotels earlier, and now hospitals, and you're also doing school and college catering, schools catering. So with this, we have a question. With the coronavirus and the immunity booster, since we are talking about, what are the changes do you think in the food are recommended, or probably chefs recommend? What are the changes you are bringing into making a big difference from what before the corona and post corona? What are the changes you're bringing into your menu and food which you serve for in both these places?
So that's a very nice question. Uh, as Chef Mohan says, immunity is a word which we have been hearing everywhere. So
Yeah.
when we are planning menus, we have to think and use these immunity booster ingredients.
Good.
Okay. Now our immunity is can't be boosted suddenly on day one. I can just say, oh, today I have been going to have all these boosters. So I'll just go take a glass of water, put all the medicines in it, and finish it off and drink it. And here I'm strong to face the virus. No, it is gradually building up. And our Indian cuisine is the most suitable. All of us must be adding turmeric in our food. So that's one immunity booster. Ginger garlic, yes, we either have ginger or we have garlic in some form nor the other. Right from the tea what we have or the food that we cook, we either have ginger or garlic. So that's a third immunity booster ingredient. Then after turmeric, so turmeric, ginger, garlic, these are the three. And then lemon.
Lemon.
Now why lemon?
Okay.
You must have all heard of vitamin C low, vitamin C low, the why low. Instead of taking medicines, why don't you take lemon? And in fact, if you want to boost your vitamin C, there are so many other things which you can take which are rich sources of vitamin C. There is an orange, there is guava, there is capsicum. So I cannot say, oh, I don't like capsicum in my food. No problem. You have a lemon juice. I don't like guava to eat. No problem. You can go with orange. So there are different foods which are rich sources of vitamin C. Then coming back to tulsi.
Mm.
Tulsi
Yes.
also is a good immunity booster. So these four or five things, if you keep in mind, and then, as Chef Mohan said, juggle in your diet, juggle in your menu. Bus, you're strong and healthy to face
Very
this COVID era.
Very, very true. Well, nicely put it up. Nicely said. Yeah, you need to do. In fact, no, that brings me to to one thing which I just recently read that suddenly at the airport people have stopped having their chai and regular coffees and now preferring turmeric milk.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
no, uh, no,
Golden milk.
golden milk. Yeah, golden milk. So yes, that itself brings in helps your immunity. Yeah, you are right. Chef Mohan, uh, with since you are hands-on into the kitchen as well, and you have a good team earlier also, and you keep on training people, you have had that. So how the preparation of dishes in kitchen will be done with this coronavirus now coming in? What are the norms? What are the new norms of the new normal? In the kitchen.
Right. This is very practical questions, and this is very to establishment and restaurant to restaurant, hotel to hotel. So this is not a fixed SOP for everywhere. We have to understand our own organizations and system in a place, what we have, what we're dealing in that. That is very important first. Second, on and above, we have to understand our volume of the business, the how many cover actually we used to serve before the COVID, and after restrictions and all, as social distancing and going in place, we cannot serve same number of covers, right? So we have to cut down as a 50% and 40% as per the norms and guidance given by the government. So when you know your covers and your volume, then you come to the catering system, right? Then very much required. In this time, we cannot work like earlier. The things are prepared in advance and we keep for 2-3 days. As per the hygiene standard, that's fair enough. The 3 days, the shelf life is given to certain dishes and perishables and this and that. Try to minimize your productions. That is very important, because as less productions, you can well focused. If you have more bulky productions, your focus will be not right, because now is mandatory to process the things in the right manner. As ma'am earlier also said, earlier the hygiene part is not the responsibility of one senior labor or supervisor. Today is not. Today each and every one is responsible for each and every meal. It doesn't matter that meal is what type of, whether it's breakfast, snacks, or dinner, or maybe cup of tea or juice glass, right? So we have to understand the importance of, you know, perfectionist is nothing less than that. Now today we cannot compromise on, you know, the standards which is the guidelines given to us. I can't go on details because take long time.
Yes.
Because how's to be deal with that, how many times you have to wash, what type of, you know, your covering of face, and you know how far you will be distancing and all. More or less, which is very important, you try to minimize your menu in certain way. If there's having a lot of cold stuff, I'll prefer in this time, please try to serve as much of hot dishes, which quickly made and served. So the time of, you know, durations of getting any bacteria and infections are very less, right? And as get ready, as we all know, has to be reach out temperatures of 70 degree and plus. So you can say you kill the maximum bacteria's growth and all, and this is safe to eat. So if you, as a food is get ready or reset, immediately to be served to the guest or, you know, colleague and the clients, that's to be the SOP in a system. Nothing like that. We partial cook, then we cook another thing, then we mix together and serve. So that has to be checked in your menu. For the same, you have to do your menu engineering, right? As I said earlier, if we cannot divert our menu from our specialty, right? What are my brand, my values, my restaurants known for? I have to be keep certain items, which of course is a, you know, strength of my menu, which is the revenue part is covering by that menu, and those things has to be part of the menu. But on that, we have to check the practicality and making how quick we can, you know, serve and make and serve, not
Yes.
in the holding areas,
Hold it.
not my fridge
Yeah.
areas,
Mm.
not my Bain Marys. This Bain Mary fashions and buffet fashion has to be stopped for the time being,
Yes.
till the time is controlled and well, you know, dominated by the vaccinations or medical side and all. So that for the time being, I say, please, you know, mechanize your stuff as quick as possible and ready to serve a food in a short time. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I agree. I would, yes, completely agree. So the lesser you keep the food in the danger zone, the better for it, for everybody. So you serve it at the right temperature, the serving temperature. It should be consumed quickly, so that no, the more it sits, actually it no, also affects your immunity. Right, chef?
That's right. That's very right.
Yeah. Just over with the continuing with the same questions. No, we will go to Madam Sulakshana. We have talked about kitchen. There is since you have had privilege of working front end and the back end in training as well and everywhere. So with your experience, we wish to know what will be the changes which will be brought into the service to the customer by hotels and restaurants. What do you think, no, from FSSI, and what has government approved, FSSI has approved, and what do you think should be the new normal for the front of the house?
So you are asking me in terms of business or workability? Consumer.
Yes, one obviously is business, and secondly, from the point of view, what should be
Consumer.
the training perspective?
Training
Perspective, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So for business, when so now today's customer and consumers, they will certainly want to go for a hotel or restaurant or they will order in from the place which is like, there is some approved hygiene levels are declared. So right now, until and unless they are taken in the, like, they have this faith on that particular organization or hotel or restaurant or the uh, order in place, they are not going to order.
Unless they
are
have a
not,
confidence, yes.
exactly, until and unless they have that faith there.
Okay.
So that is very important. So to bring that thing in place, it is very much required.
Sorry, there was some
That is
disturbance in
perfect.
between. Yeah.
That is perfectly fine.
Uh,
So it is required that all the trainings, all the FSSAI norms has to be followed in all the commercial kitchens.
So what are your recommendations? No, there is one thing, no, which one obviously the norms have to be followed, but no, there are many things to be followed. Do you think there should be a policing as well?
Of course, yes, there has to. Till now, what was happening, like fortunately or unfortunately, people will go only for documentation, and only for going for those documentation, they will undergo internal audit or external audits. And once the documents are in, then nobody will bother whether the hygiene standards are maintained or not maintained. All right. So as I mentioned before, like there has to be one dedicated personnel in each commercial kitchen who is looking after whether all the norms are managed and maintained by all the employees or not, and where are the gaps. So suppose if they are, right from receiving to delivery, okay, of raw material to the prepared food. In this chain, wherever there are gaps, there has to be a dedicated personnel who can bring that change there, do the training of the employees or of the kitchen staff or service staff or delivery boys, whatever training is required, and including their behavioral changes.
Yes.
That has to go in like very strongly. That is one thing, and this has to be a you know a, it is not one person who can manage the hygiene of the you know
For
place,
kitchen or a restaurant, yeah.
a kitchen or the restaurant, but it is the collective responsibility of everyone who's working there, be it MD of the hotel or be it the delivery boy of the hotel or restaurant. So that is very important.
So are you telling us that there should be this one dedicated person, so who will be there? So anything which you have, who will be this dedicated person? I mean, what do you recommend from this
All right. So
at this stage?
yes. So till now, what was happening? The auditor, he will or she will do once in a week visit or once in a month visit, or maybe like only one person, maybe supervisor, has been looking after along with everything, hygiene. So hygiene is okay, one of the thing which a person is handling.
Sure.
Now I'm working on a project wherein we are bringing in the training module for students or maybe people who are from hotel management background and even nutrition background.
Okay.
So we are going to do this training to become a hygienist, and then at the same time placing these people into the restaurants and hotels, and even the hospitals for that matter, hospital care.
In fact, no. That brings to me, a very interesting, discussion which was there a few days back. We had, wherein we said that, after September 11, 2001, safety and security department, which was the back of the house, suddenly became the front of the house. I mean, today's people probably will not understand what we are trying to say, because they have been always saying the security in the front of the house. But 10 years back, the security and safety was always at the back. They were never in the front.
Yes.
So what you're trying to say is that this hygiene or technical person will come in the front of the house, the kitchen will come in the front of the house, and so that the assurance of the people who eat there is there. The confidence builds. That's what you are leading to, right?
Yes, yes, certainly. And at the same time, to the employers, to the restaurant owners, hotel owners, I really want to say that this is not the expense, this is the investment into their own
Your
business.
business, yes.
Yes, this is
Yes.
certainly going to give them like give strength to their branding.
True, I agree. In fact, though, I think with what you're saying in the near future, what you're saying will be, absolutely a reality. I'm sure. Madam Sujata, there's one question which has come here, and I think there is a lot of people always keep on saying balanced diet, balanced diet. What exactly is a balanced diet, and how will you describe it as a healthy food? I mean. What is the difference between a healthy food and a balanced diet, rather? So, this is a question which everybody keeps on asking, but nobody probably understands. Maybe from your wide experience, you could give us a.
Yeah. So, balanced diet has basic only three things which are required. Very easy to remember. Only three things. The first, our meal should have all the macronutrients, MACRO. Second, our meal should have all the micronutrients, MICRO. And third, very simple, water. Now, what are these macronutrients? Okay, these are all big, big words. Again, let us make it more simpler. Macronutrients are proteins, carbohydrate, fats. I'm sure all of us, being from some good college, must have definitely heard of proteins,
Yes.
carbohydrates, fats.
They're all hospitality students here, so I'm sure.
Amazing. So
Yes.
that makes my life so simple. That's so that's macro. If you move on to the next important ingredient, it's micro. There again, vitamin A, B, C, zinc, magnesium, selenium. Remember, micro has only 6 ingredients: vitamin A, B, C, zinc, selenium, magnesium. Now we have macro, we have micro. Now what is required is plain glass of water to make it a balanced diet.
You
Very
make
simple and very easy to remember.
that you have made it so simple. No, I wish you were there when I was in college. That has been a challenge, but yeah, you made it very simple. Aniket sir is very happy. Now I'm sure he's going to pick this up topic from here and use this in his future classes as well.
So Rajesh, I think the students have to, when the college reopens, when we are back on
Yeah.
actual classroom, they must go and ask Aniket sir. So what are the 3 ingredients required for balanced diet?
Great.
It's by heart now, macro, micro, and water.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Bang on.
actually, we used to talk about protein, carbohydrates, fats, and fiber too. I always tell them
Yes,
to have
yes.
good amount of fiber so that in the morning, without any pressure, it comes out.
Yes.
And we start off the day
Very right.
very
Yes.
positively.
Positively.
And it's like a biological clock. If you have the
Yes.
right fiber in your diet, you get up. My timing actually I don't exceed 5 o'clock. So 5 o'clock automatically the biological cycle calls me to answer my call of nature.
Yes, and then you're fresh for the day. Very true. Right. Very right. There is something you also said, zinc. Nowadays people have suddenly started speaking about zinc. People have actually, so how, where, and how will people get it in the food, or do you have to take supplement?
Nowadays, in the COVID area, people are all moving on to supplements. Okay, so they
Yes.
all have gone into searching if there is zinc, there is zinc, there is zinc, and more than we searching, there is one person who's always there with us, and at the moment is also attending our this lecture. That is Mr. Google.
True.
So we are all into that. We just put zinc. I'm sure the students must be faster than me. So let us give them some homework and just Google where zinc is there. And you'll
Great.
find out you're having zinc every day in your meals.
Wow. So
Only the quantity has to be remembered
right.
and balanced. When you have your macro, and of course water and a balanced diet, you have everything.
I'm sure, and that's a great way of putting it forward. So at least they have something to remember and go back to. Yes, thank you very much on that. Chef, while we have been on this, pandemic and COVID-19, I guess a lot of people have completely, now getting using this term, and we are seeing this more often and often from morning to evening. But in the food production and in the teams and the chefs which you face, what how are the what are the new challenges which you think will be there from them to get away from this COVID-19 pandemic and getting them to back to normal, and what are the challenges which you think will be in the new normal for us to get back to normal?
Uh, as we all know, the hotel industry day start with the one new challenge every day before the COVID started, right? Or
True.
it's a normal day of the hotel line, right? But now on and above, now this is the major things is going on, and everybody is all after each other. So this is all about. As I said, the earlier challenge was with us, getting the work done, getting the business right, and serving all the stuff and the day load only, right? Now, on and above, we have a different more challenges of the day. Like we have our business not like earlier as normal, right? Which is in as per I said, the cover we have, the volume got reduced as the restrictions. Time zones also reduce. Is not earlier time zones we used to serve, like late nights and all.
Yes,
It's
so
depend
timings
of
are, yes.
is depend on area to area whether that area or state is allowing for 7 o'clock or somewhere is 9 o'clock or somewhere the weekends are closed, right? And like in UP, the Saturday and Sunday is a full lockdown going on. So these challenges are in a different form. Is not only the hygienes, is not only the productions, is not only the procurement, is in a different form. So you have a challenge with the staffing, the low staffing challenge, right? The you don't have a staffing like before. So we right. I'm just coming to that point. So all the things you have to write down first. What the actually things you have to deal with that. Getting a point. And then who are the stakeholders in your business establishment? That means challenges, and I'm giving the solution as well as the answer how you deal with the challenges. So who are your the stakeholder of the business, like procurement manager, your revenue manager or F&B manager, and chefs and GM authority or owner, and what are the things we have to sit together, make a like joint meeting, and write down our own problems or in the challenge. Should not say the problems in the sense, and how we can get away from that. That has to be answered then or there. Then make us some SOPs. Like I said, you have a staffing challenge, right? So like now, you as per your current staffing, you have to design your menu. You cannot ask A man to do the B man and C man and every X man job. If he's specialized in dosa making, suppose, then he can't do the curry making and something. But you can give him training for a time, or if he can possible, right? Same with the procurement. You have to be see the what is easily available with you. You cannot rely on the certain things like a cheese or stuff or meats which is come from Europe or by flights or you import it. So you have to see the local availabilities surrounding with you. What is easily you can get it from that and freshness, right? And within the shelf life, because your volume is not so high of selling and producing, you cannot over order, you cannot over store, right, sir? So then you have to see what is easily available. Same with the cheese also. Now in India, many of the cheese brands working with the cheese, right? Then you cannot rely only on the imported cheese. A certain cheese will come and then only serve. And you have to see local branding. Same time, I can say you have to see your staff training in the sense, as I said, means in hygiene point of view. Even you can't, even you say the people are in India is they're happy to do their own things. They say nobody's watching, right? So as I say, you have to build a brand value as a confidence to the customer. They come to you as they know the everything's whatever is serving to me is with the perfections, with the top of the hygiene standard and all. So on and above, you have to make a culture in the kitchen and your production area. Every day will be treated as an audit day.
Right.
Is
Every day is an
right?
audit day. That's very
Every
important.
day is an audit day, and anybody can.
Audit.
Means like in a ship, we used to have a galley walkthrough. What is a galley walkthrough? Where the guests and passengers come to your kitchen and just take a round. But
They walk
today,
through,
you say in front of the desk, we return, the customer can take a galley round or kitchen round.
True.
So he's free to see his food. Even maybe the technology is supported in the camera and see. If you have this type of system in a place in your system, in establishment, you say and win the confidence of the guest. See what I'm doing with the norms, with the perfections, with the hygiene standards, and there's no in between cut shorts to serving anything as practicality point of view. So in those things, it'll be help you a lot. So I say these are difference and challenges we have to face, and we have to get away from area wise and get the answer with the confidence of the guest all over. If all whatever we system we make in our place, that will be inside. We have to expose our system outside.
Outside. So
How good
confidence.
we are today after the COVID's problems happen, and how we can come out with that. So I'm doing everything perfect, but nobody knows. So how the customer will come to my place? We have to be marketize that thing. Now I'm getting all the way, and you also getting the WhatsApp and notification. Now we are open. Now we are open for hygiene. Now we are open for best stuff, and now we are open for home delivery. That's not good enough. This is not going to help in the business. What business is going to help? The confidence of the guest and client. For the confidence, we have to expose in such a manner, such a way. We are ready with such parameters. Anybody can audit us. Anybody can check us with on these SOPs. So we have to declare our system in the place and marketize. Then we can get the business. When we have a business, then we have all the things sorted out.
Very true. So just taking the cue from Madam Sulakshana, what she said, that there will be a auditor which will be there auditing. Maybe in few years from now, you will have this place being audited by so and so company. That can be a norm. Or as you said, surveillance cameras can be on your desk, wherein you can see probably all your food. Cameras will be on your table where you're eating, so you can see with the food how the food is prepared in the kitchen.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is never before. Earlier, none of the establishment allow you to go in the kitchen. This is a restricted area. Fair enough. This is a restricted area for certain reason. Hygiene point of view, you have to do the head covering. You have to be proper covering and uniform. Has to be food. Has to be protected such a way. But now that's not good enough. As you said, as number 11, there's only security was in back of the house.
Yes.
Now suddenly everybody are saying, no, we are good enough. We are scanning everything. We are doing everything. In the same way, only the scanning of the guest, not only scanning the staff. After that, what exactly happening in the kitchen, that confidence has to be come out.
Yeah.
And
So
each and everywhere have to work on that.
So maybe maybe what you say is in few years, maybe few months, I don't know. You will have a guest who can go directly into your refrigerator and check if you're using the right.
Yes. So you have to ready for audit for any time, any moment. So there will be no scope of cut shorts.
Yes.
I believe, and if these things come up, I think our industry will be back on the feet back, and the confidence is main key of this time, which we have to work on that. And I think everybody know how to make a good foods and all the stuff. Then doing from ages and branding or all the stuff, that is not a question. Today's a question is how to get the confidence and how to minimize staffing and procurement, all the stuff to all the elements work together and get the operations run. That's all about, I have to say.
Very right. Well taken. So you. Yeah, so they're saying that it is the hygiene is going to be not only manager's responsibility, it is going to be everybody's responsibility. Very true, very true. Madam Sulakshana, this is a question pertaining to FSSAI. So why there will be a need to change the FSSAI, the authority which is there, in context of coronavirus, or rather, is what are the changes FSSAI recommends to the business for to become it relevant to the business, so that they stay relevant. Is there any changes which they have got in the recent few months?
Yes, right. So for hotels and restaurants, there has to be, like earlier, uh, the distance has to be maintained between two tables.
Social
That
distance.
is, yes, social distancing that is required. The service people, they have to wear all the like masks and all these norms to be maintained. In kitchen, all these specific norms to be maintained. They cannot stand close and work. There has to be a proper gap between uh, two workers, two kitchen people who are working in the kitchen or in the cleaning area. So also for the service, for the delivery people, like they have to wear their all the masks and gloves and all of that. And when they are delivering the food, they are not supposed to give it in their hand. They are just supposed to keep it at one place. So जितना हो सकता है, no touch.
No touch.
uh, yes, no touch. Also, like while accepting money, if it is like better if it is like uh, either plastic money or
Digital money,
the
yeah, you can
digital
use
money.
this. Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
That's what.
These are the things which are recommended. At the same time, for order in menu, for if we are ordering food from out, in those cases, the how food is traveling from restaurant kitchen till home, that is important. How they are covering, how the delivery boy is where if he is keeping it inside the bag, whether the bag is clean, not clean, all of that. When they are entering the premises, what norms to be maintained. So all these small things which we all need to follow. And as a consumer or a customer, people will observe all of this. So
So there
and
has
there,
been, yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, so there are these trainings which FSSAI has run, that these are like COVID-19 training. So this training can be done. There is, in fact, Dalbir asked me this question some time back.
Yes,
So,
yes.
if anyone wants to do this training, they can either mail me or mail to the Aniket sir, and we can carry out one training for students in college itself. And this is the FOSTEC training. So this is
In
which is
fact,
run by FSSAI. Yes.
I had one question to you because there are a lot of myths about COVID-19. Now,
Mhm.
recently we had I don't know if it's a rumor or it's true. Is COVID-19 airborne? Just one answer. So
No,
is
no.
it it spreads due to? Can you give little light onto this? How does COVID-19 spread from
All
a
right.
contact trainer's point of view?
So it is not air. I mean, if a person who is positive, okay, and if he is speaking or sneezing, so because of that, some virus, they can spread up to like 1 meter, 1 meter distance, and then it just falls down on the ground, and then it settles there, ground or whichever surface is nearby. So it is not that once he sneezes and then that virus is and other person is like 1 kilometer away and he can be infected. No, a person around this the infected person can be infected. So this is the thing.
so gravity will bring it down. That's what you're saying. So the gravity will obviously bring the virus down.
Yes, everywhere physics only works.
So to answer Aniket Chef's question, yes, it is not
Yes,
airborne.
yes.
Quickly, and no, just one more thing. Since no, we were talking about the training, we have had in the Bharati Vidyapit College of Hotel and Tourism Management Studies a FOSTEC FSSAI training, and
Yes.
almost I think Chef Aniket, almost 50 people were there, right? Who were trained by Madam Sulakshana and by and Government of India through FSSAI, right, sir?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes.
I
There
think
were
we are
40 students, 40
30,
students.
40.
30.
Oh, sorry. So we were the only colleges, I think, no, in Maharashtra who were trained, right, to Madam Sulakshana? I
Yes,
think, yeah.
yes,
So
yes, yes.
that's again a cap of the feather. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. No, there is one small last question which is there, and I think it's open for everybody. Impact of coronavirus on this business. I know. I mean, we can keep on talking on this, but no, I just want everybody's view on what do you think from the business point of view. Obviously, starting with Madam Sujata.
So, coronavirus has affected all of us, somewhere or the other, correct? But on our business, I could say for my own company, we have about more than 55,000 people only in India,
My
be it
goodness.
housekeeping, be it catering, be it security. And all our people are still with us when we are more than fourth month running.
Wow.
Okay.
Amazing. Amazing.
So it is not that we are there. We are all there. We are all holding hands. We are all connected virtually to each other. Somewhere or the other, the business is affected, but that doesn't mean you let go of what is there. So though hospitality industry now it looks very on a sleep mode, but we will all come back taking into consideration all the points that Chef Mohan and Sulakshana has come. Everybody will be back in schedule.
Great. So
Ma'am, I would
that
also like to add, little, does ISS take students on internship programs? Because
Yes,
now,
yes,
oh,
we
very,
do
that's
take. Yes.
because now students are looking out for jobs. And can you put some light onto what's going to happen, what's happening, what's as far as internship is concerned and placements is concerned? So,
Yes.
because many
So
of the students, they opt for hotels, resorts, they opt for ships, cruise liners, they opt for retail. But this is one great field where they can,
yes,
join off,
yes,
which
yes.
people,
Maybe
which
yeah.
students don't know. And most of our students, I have two of my students are working with Sodexo in Google. So can you put some light onto this, ma'am, for their?
So, besides working in the sectors what you have mentioned, in ISS, you get an exposure to institutional catering, and not only catering, you are exposed in all departments. So you learn something about finance, you learn something about HR, you learn something about operations. You go on the site, you see what it is, and then you decide, no, I think I might pursue my career in A or B or C line. So we do take management trainees, we do associate through our HR with our team up with the colleges, and at specific time of the year, yes, it all goes ahead. So it is just not done. If I'm doing a course on hotel management, I must go into catering. No, I can diverge into accounts and catering, accounts and finance. So this all is all integrated, especially now that our new education policies come, where even if you're doing arts, I can pick up a subject of commerce. So this is what ISS has always been doing for. Every
Great.
year we get management trainees. We have
Yes.
management training programs also.
When are you coming to our college, ma'am?
Chef Aniket, pakad ke
End,
rakho.
end the lockdown.
Yes, good, good.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a nice thing, no, madam, as you said. No, yes, one obviously is the job opportunities. That is a separate. But besides that, so what you said is very true. The strength of 55,000 standing together in this pandemic, holding their hands and going strong. That's great. No, Chef Mohan, what is your point on here from the business point
Uh,
of view?
See, everybody know as this is the if any industry is on a back foot, that is the hotel industry, aviation industry, and tourism industry.
Yes.
So these industries are correlated to each other, right? If airports and airlines is working, of course tourism and tourists will become. And then if the tourists come, they'll stay in hotels and they use the facilities of restaurants and all. Even each and every street food also will be affected. So, but today, more or less, uh, which is we all have to understand the confidence of the general public, the confidence of each and everyone, which is not providing by any of the more or less the establishment. Everybody say we are okay, we are open, as I said earlier, and we are ready to go ahead, right? But on and above, Even today, if you go to any of the, even some other hotels and establishments open, but they're still empty. People hardly taking the services. People hardly ordering for, home deliveries, right? This is the reason behind. So we have to win the confidence on and above. And then once your confidence will be back, gradually your business will be back.
I'm sure.
That's a key. And
That's
we rest all the things we all know. Of
Yes.
course, there will be on down the line, there's a many issues, right? As a timing issues, the staffing issues, the procurement issues, and all of it. They're all affected, right? But that will be minimized when your business will be back. When the money is coming, everything will be ready to pay out.
Yes. I'm
But
sure.
if your money is not there, every day will be go in a losses. So is nothing new to anyone. We are getting a news that establishment, that cloud kitchen shutting down. This is going down because now overheads gone on and above, and they're killing the all the strength of the business. And main strength of business is your revenue. If revenue is coming, revenue will come. Only the one key I say this is confidence, confidence, and confidence. And for the same, you have to work backward for the same as all my panelists are experts. They're given very good ideas about the hygienes, standards, nutrition values, all the stuff. This is, the another points to be covered up. But first point on and above in the front, which is we have to expose as a confidence. And for the confidence, what exactly we are doing for it, that we have to achieve it.
Very
Chef,
rightly said.
Chef Soni, obviously in yesterday's mock session, you told us a lot about what you have been doing during this lockdown and how effective you have gone onto YouTube, and you listened to your nephew, and you again joined YouTube. So please put light onto your confidence
Yeah,
development during COVID.
Yes. Thanks for giving me opportunity to talk about that. I'm a hotelier, and I think everybody in the, this panelist, as I said, the hotelier have a challenge for every day. Is not the challenges are different and the mode of the challenge are different. So being I said earlier few days when I say the lockdown is going on, so everything's quiet and people are waiting, get the good time come and people will be back in actions. Then I realized this is not going to be work, because we see that day by day the cases are increasing. So we have to find out a way around. In these circumstances, how will we connect? How will be active, right? So everything is not, this is not possible for everybody, but more or less everybody have to get the room for it and search for it, hunt for it. In the same way, I'm like a professional and skilled person, right? So I can, demonstrate the things. I'm doing the brand promotions from my home. There are many of the brands I work from home as a spice, groceries, the like Amul's brand, many of them. So more or less, if I'm not mistaken, 20 brands I promoted from my home only. So yes, more or less. And this in this coming this month also, I'm booked more or less every alternate days. So for some of others, so here is money is not only matter. This is, I say, in the same time, some institutions also approach me. Chef, what you can do for us, since my lecturers are out of the way, certain people don't have a laptop, certain people not good in this, that, they only good in, classroom teaching and all, but we have to connect the people. So I said, okay, money is not matter. I did some, tutorial my videos as on bakery and on confectionery and all, and some of the hygiene also, which is not somehow released. And I given to Mullins, not released in the sense to not on my YouTube, but my YouTube, you can see my, culinary skills and all, different varieties of food and cuisine, all that stuff. What are the brand promotion I'll do very same evening, I try to convert in my YouTube as well. So this is like more than half the preparation is done in the day. So in the evening, I use the rest for my YouTube channel. And this is what I say, this is giving very good network connecting with the people. Same time the tutorials, I given institutions back. I also gone in books back and written about, and I get a best of my knowledge, my experience as well. Little, made Excel sheets on that and some PowerPoint. And I given my, this links to the different institutional. So what happened? Now everybody have a smartphone. So now time is changed. We have to live with this time. Our kids, our everything are going on as an educational point of view. How that all virtual. So now that liberties come in your pocket, like in a mobile. You open a mobile, you open the link, your books in the hand.
Everything is there. Yes.
Everything is there. So more or less then you available on next sessions. So now you see that tutorial business is very much in action and fashion, and I think we have to work with the time. So I'm just trying to be adjust myself. And thanks. You can reach out on my YouTube channel as a Chef Mohan Soni. Please check, and once you like it, please subscribe and promote. I'm happy to help for my next sessions as a lecturer or tutorial point of view. All I need support from my best people all over the place.
No, in fact, thank you. No, you're a great YouTuber. We have seen, I've seen particularly, what all you do. Just for everybody who is here, Chef Mohan Soni is from Delhi. No, he is all the way come here and joined us on the behalf of, and he is presently sitting in Delhi. So that's great. Thank you. Coming to you,
Distance
madam.
doesn't matter now. So
Nowadays,
virtually everything's
yes.
available.
Yeah, very true. Very
Open
true.
all the boundaries. Yes, yes.
Yes. What is your take on this, Madam Sulakshana? No, just to conclude the same question to you, and then we'll conclude
All
and come
right.
to yeah.
So, so now, see, it's not that virus and bacteria were not present before. And it's not that people did not know that the restaurant food they are eating or the street food they are eating is not hygienic and safe. It was not the case at all. Everyone knew that even if they are going in best of the restaurants, there can be some hygiene norms or food safety norms which are broken. People already knew that, but now customers and consumers they are aware now.
Now getting aware. True.
Now they will demand for that. And
Yes.
when I say this, so it becomes our collective responsibility to bring the hygiene in place. And second thing, what I'll say is now authentic food that is not found in restaurants, that is either found on street channel or in homes.
Okay.
From there, we are taking those recipes and bringing into restaurants, right?
Very true.
And it is the heart and soul of our country, the street food channel. That is heart and soul of our country. So which is like which can be available for a person who can afford only like maybe 50 rupees to spend on his meal, right? So bringing those norms even to this channel, that is one thing. Second thing, to the restaurants and kitchens, and bringing that confidence in the customers, that is very much required. And believe me, we all are Indians, are food lovers. We are
Yes.
not going to stop going to restaurants or going to stop eating at the street food,
Very true.
having the street food. Only conditions applied.
Conditions apply, yes.
In the hygiene. That's
Yeah, I am sure. I'm sure. No, we are not going to stop. Whatever take us, Golgappes are not going to disappear. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, all the panelists here.
Thank you.
There are some questions which have come. Just want to throw a light on them. Aniket sir, do we have time to take them? I think no, they have been answered.
No, all. I am really thankful. This is the first time I have, the speakers are so savvy. Now Sujata answered all the questions. So thank you, Sujata, and
Yeah.
very well answered actually. So
Do
all
you,
the
do,
guys.
you, do you want to quickly talk about it so that everybody else this and then over to you guys to
No, I'm really thankful. Already Sujata ma'am has already answered. Ma'am, can you answer the micronutrients part of it? And already you have answered, but
So it was interesting as the questions were coming. That just proves that many of us over here are actually listening to us. So I must appreciate, because when we were preparing for this session, I also have two teenage kids. So they were saying, it's afternoon time. If I was a student now, I would just put it on mute, and as it is, there's no video of the students. You all proved him wrong. No, I would say a big thank you to all the students for listening and taking part in all the conversations by asking us questions. Okay, so eat as Suloksha said, we Indians are street food lovers, and after hearing all the YouTube channels which Chef Mohan Soni has, I would say you would feel like asking, hey, then what should I eat? You know, so eating, what should I eat? This question can be answered by you all. Eat your food very intelligently. That doesn't mean I stop eating French fries. That doesn't mean I stop eating pizza. But if I'm eating French fries in the morning, the evening part, just remember, have the other unfried foods. Or
Mhm.
set targets for yourself. I've had my two fried foods for the week. Now it's enough. Now I have had the balanced meal, macro, micro, water, dal, sabji, chapati, rice, salads.
Thank you. Well said. Well said. Well said. Thank you. Thank you again, Chef Mohan Soni, Madam Sujata Pillai, and Madam Sulakshana Shivamale for joining us on this
You're
session.
welcome, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Gautam Chef.
Yes.
over
Thank
to
you, sir. Thank you all the attendees of this webinar for sparing their valuable time for this session, and also panelists for sharing their professional experience and expertise in this regard. It was a great information to cope up the challenges thrown by coronavirus outbreak with regard to its impact on hotel industry and hospitality, and providing the solution for the same. Hope and believe that in this testing time and crisis, we will emerge as winner to overcome it. Pray to God to restore the normalcy soon. I would also like to thank our principal, Mr. Wilson Lucas, sir, for constant encouragement and support to hold such webinar for our students and attendees. I also thank Bharatiya Vidyapeeth College of Management for their permission and support. Without them, this webinar would not have been possible. All the attendees are requested to kindly fill in the form or registration, as all the participants will receive e-certificate of the session. I thank Chef Aniket and Mr. Rajesh sir for their technical and back office support, and also my teaching colleagues for their guidance. I hereby end the session, today's session. Take care, stay safe, have a great day. Thank you all.
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye, bye, Sujata. Bye, bye.
Bye.
Yes, Soni. Bye, bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye. गौतम सर मजा आ गया
बंद हो गया
नहीं हो गया अभी बंद अभी एंड मैं है ना होस्ट एंड करता हूँ थैंक यू सर थैंक यू